Today we're looking at the top 10 most expensive Supreme products. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, welcome back to our channel for what is sure to be one seriously rad top 10 countdown. Supreme is a relatively new fashion giant opening its first store on Lafayette Street in downtown Manhattan in April of 1994. Supreme was founded by James Jebbia, who wanted to create a new and exciting brand for skaters, as well as the hip-hop and rock scenes. The original layout had all items around the edge of the store, so skaters could roll right on in. Supreme now has 11 stores around the world, including cities like London, Tokyo, Paris, and LA. In October 2017, Supreme announced it had sold a 50% stake in its company to private equity firm The Carlyle Group. The deal was worth upwards of $500 million. However, today, the fashion brand is estimated to be worth well over $1 billion big ones. Supreme's success has largely been attributed to the fact that each product is made in very short runs. However, James Jebbia says that no Supreme product will ever be called limited. The only reason the products are made in small batches is because the fashion market is fickle and changes so fast the brand doesn't want to be left with a whole load of items that nobody wants. Regardless of how cynical you wish to be about Supreme's success, and whether the scarcity of products was an intentional marketing strategy or not, there's no denying that it has made one of the coolest and most sought-after brands for fans all across the globe. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. But that's enough with the intro. Let's get to it. Number 10. Supreme Wax Box Logo T-Shirt, sold for $3,600. Released in 2014, 50 of these special T-shirts were exhibited at the Saatchi Gallery to commemorate 21 years of Wax records. Wax are renowned for their compilations and collaborative albums that pushed trip-hop, turntablism, and alternative hip-hop onto the scene in the mid-1990s. Their album designs, as well as their music, have become renowned as modern works of art, having commissioned top graffiti artists like Futura and Robert Dalnaha. It seems like a match made in heaven for Wax to collaborate on a Supreme box logo design. The result was a simple yet classy design that is almost impossible to find up for resale on today's market. Number 9. Supreme North Face Leopard Nuptse, sold for $3,650. North Face jackets are adored for their sheer quality of their design. For those unfortunate enough to live in areas of the world that utterly freeze over in the winter, a North Face jacket can be a lifesaver, whilst allowing one to look effortlessly cool at the same time. And now add Supreme to the equation with this jacket from 2011's collection, and you've instantly got an item of next-level value. All of the North Face Supreme collaborations are expensive products, but the Leopard Nuptse easily takes the title. The design is extraordinary, which certainly helps, but perhaps what makes it worth more than any of the other collaborative pieces is the fact that Drake wore one during a concert in Vancouver. North Face, do you love me? Are you riding? So you'll make it with Supreme. Number 8. Supreme Nate Lowman Skate Decks, sold for $3,700. Nate Lowman is regarded as one of the coolest modern artists in New York. Ever since Supreme opened its doors to the first store back in '94, his artwork has been hung on the walls with pride. In such a way, a collaboration seemed almost obvious. But just because it was obvious doesn't mean the item was going to be outrageously expensive. The skate decks feature a typical Nate Lowman minimalist yet colorful style with bullet holes splattered randomly. Although many of these skate decks are now considered valuable works of art rather than pieces of sports equipment, it would fit the skater mentality perfectly to recklessly grind down a rusty stair rail in the back streets of New York. Recklessly being the operative word because, in mint condition, these decks are worth upwards of $3,500. Number 7. Supreme Everlast Punch Bag, sold for $4,000. Everlast is renowned as one of the largest brands when it comes to boxing equipment and gym wear. The Everlast logo is almost as iconic but certainly not as lucrative as the Supreme logo. However, when you take an Everlast punching bag and brand it with a Supreme logo, it apparently increases the value by over 1,000%. The two brands have collaborated on other items, including gloves and robes, but the punching bag is easily the most valuable. What will be interesting to see is the first time a complete set of collaborative pieces are put up for auction together. The sale price would be astronomical. In any case, the bag alone is worth more than the prize money involved in most fights. Number 6. Supreme Coleman Mini Bike, sold for $4,300. In the Spring-Summer collection of 2017, Supreme dropped a bomb so big its blast radius is continuing to quake out across the internet. This ridiculously cool mini bike has a 196cc one-cylinder engine with a top speed of 24 miles per hour and a wheel rim of 42 inches. The bike frame is almost completely red in design, and the Supreme logo only appears on the leather seat. On the rear of the bike, there is another small white design saying "Ride or Die." This, coupled with the fact that Supreme also released a collaborative helmet in the same collection, suggested it was meant to be ridden. However, collectors, whom some might call boring, rejected the nihilistic exhortation and now have pristine mini bikes worth staggering sums. Still, just like the skate decks, it's far cooler to crank it to the max on a dirt track than covet it in a dark garage somewhere. Alright, Aluxers, we're at the halfway point, and if you think this list has some outrageous items, then you should definitely check out some of our other top 10 videos, like the top 10 most expensive Gucci products in the world. It's seriously out of this universe. Number 5. Sopranos Box Logo T-Shirt, sold for $4,500. Whoever came up with this idea is perhaps the simplest genius of the modern fashion era. When a brand becomes so iconic and recognizable that all you have to do is change the letter R into the shape of a pistol, then you know that your international image has become a phenomenal juggernaut of success. The Sopranos, starring the late James Gandolfini, was perhaps the most critically acclaimed series of the 1990s and set the bar ridiculously high for anything to follow. Breaking Bad, The Wire, and any other series drama that followed, or will follow, has to be so incredibly enthralling just to live up to its giant of a predecessor. However, today it's a lot easier to get your hands on a box set of the show than this box logo design. Just that one simple change makes this t-shirt sell for upwards of $4,500. Number 4. Supreme Damien Hirst Skate Decks, sold for $8,500. Damien Hirst is one of today's best-known modern British artists. The Tate Modern in London has displayed many of his pieces for as long as Supreme has been pumping out quality merchandise. In 2009, Supreme asked him to make 5 different designs for skate decks. Much like the Nate Lowman decks, these have become astonishing works of art that have been coveted by collectors rather than actually used and skated on by urban punks. Recently, one of Banksy's art pieces managed to self-destruct itself while it was resold for $1.2 million. We wonder if Damien Hirst and James Jebbia liked this stunt or not. Number 3. Supreme Fender Stratocaster, sold for $9,500. If there is any such thing as a collaborative no-brainer, then it would have to be combining the amazing popularity of the Fender guitar with the effortlessly cool design of Supreme. In 2017, the collaboration happened and the all-white Stratocaster with the red Supreme label was an instant hit. Famous rock bands have been renowned for smashing up their prized guitars on stage, whilst adoring fans cheer and whoop. But in today's culture, there are possibly more fans of this guitar than of most rock bands. As a result, many members of the crowd might wince rather than cheer as they watch this work of art get frivolously smashed to pieces. Number 2. Supreme Andrei Molodkin Donald Trump T-shirt, sold for $30,000. Either Andrei Molodkin is a clairvoyant from another universe, or this is one of the most lucrative coincidences of the 21st century. In 2003, Molodkin collaborated with Supreme on some one-off box logo designs. One was a red tee with a Supreme logo on the front and a negative portrait on the current and probably most infamous president of the United States. Before the election, when everyone believed that Trump's campaign for presidency was all a big hilarious joke, this t-shirt was estimated to be worth around $2,000. Now that he really is president and the big hilarious joke has become a reality, the value of this t-shirt has reached an almost priceless level. But, as President Donald himself would surely agree, everyone and everything has its price. This one's price tag just happens to make it the second most expensive Supreme item of all time. Number 1. Supreme Louis Vuitton Trunk, sold for $130,000. Louis Vuitton, one of the oldest and most recognizable fashion brands on the planet. Supreme, one of the newest and most contemporary. Surely it wouldn't work blending the two together, right? Wrong. Louis Vuitton was established in 1896 when it released its first leather trunk. Just over 120 years later, it collaborated with Supreme to produce an item with almost exactly the same shape as the original. The big change, however, is the ostentatious print. The iconic design of Louis Vuitton, with the unmistakable LV symbol, covers the entire trunk. However, Louis Vuitton adopts the red-white colors of Supreme, and the logo is printed front and center. Maybe it's the influence of the 50% stake bought out by the Carlyle Group, or maybe it's just the fact they're continuing to grow in popularity. But it looks like Supreme is trying to take their brand to the next level with astronomical prices and collaborations that would have seemed ridiculous when they opened back in 1994. Well, Aluxers, that's a wrap on the top 10 most expensive Supreme products. Now, we're curious to know, since the Carlyle Group bought a 50% stake in the company back in 2017, the collaboration seemed to have taken a turn. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments. And as always, for sticking with us all the way to the end, and for being a true Aluxer, you know what that means. You get a bonus. Here it is. James Jebbia, the founder of Supreme, moved to New York back in 1983 and spent almost all he had on a $500 Staten Island apartment. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.